If you ever need to know which way the wind is blowing, just use the Santa. It's 800, plug it 854. I think I get 3.5 miler to start the day. I have not run for over a week. It is bad. I'm gonna be better about it. Forgot to wear my watch. I got no credit for those steps. But hey, happy Saturday. I need to cool down because it's time to go do some voice acting. Often ask me how it is that I got into voice acting. I don't know. I've done random voice acting stuff throughout life, but I'm not a professional actor, or professional voice actor. Or at least I'm not like classically trained with a pedigree behind me, but I guess I've got, you know, I am a professional voice actor since I do it for money. Here in Paris though, the two main gigs that I've landed as far as voice acting goes, doing these kids book for ABC Melody and then doing documentaries for CNRS, have just been through connections. CNRS is because I knew Nicolas. He met Nick. I did Vendange with him. I met him in the Congo, making a documentary while I was living on the ship with Mercy ships. So there's that, like that's pure connection. He just knew that I spoke French and English, could translate, and you know, had a voice, and so that worked out. And then the other one was through friends. I think it was through Sonia actually. The ABC Melody was looking for a male voice with an American accent who could do like a ridiculous high-pitched cartoon cat voice. And through some exchanges, I ended up meeting them. They liked me. We went through it. We did the whole thing in the recording studio, which I can also link to. And that was also great. So it's just kind of like stumbling into it through friends. If you want to do it like the real way, I don't know that I can help you with that. I mean, I have some ideas. We can ask Emily. She's joining me today and she's a real actress, so maybe she'll have some insight. Gonna unveil all of her secrets now.
There's no secret. There's no secret.
What are your secrets?
There are no. The secret is no. What do you mean?
How do you find acting, like work slash how often do you get paid? I don't know.
Right, I don't get paid a lot for it, but I don't really go to auditions the way I should as someone who wants to act. Mostly because I just can't be bothered. You just create our own stuff, and then you just get paid off of what you make from ticket sales. But you get to make your own stuff, which is really nice.
That's fair.
It means you have side jobs.
So come make your own stuff, I guess. Is the
if
answer.
you go to auditions, then maybe you'll get cast. Nope. Then
don't die.
Maybe other people will pay you, which is ultimately the golden dream. And then you have friends that say, "Come do this gig."
That's really how it works in the end.
Here we go.
Run this way. Done. How was that? How was it?
I need to work on my English accent, but it was fun.
Yeah?
It's fun. There are a lot of really cool books in there, and I think the kids I nanny for had the one for Chinese.
Oh yeah, you've already seen some of those books.
I've already seen some of them.
Yeah. No, they're really nice books. That was good.
Famous.
The hard part is doing an English skater kid voice. I had no idea what to do there. It's funny because I did a voice for him that he loved, but it was an American accent because it's an American skater, like, hey bro.
Yeah,
like,
but it kind of sounded, hey, bro. It was an accent, so maybe he thought it was an accent.
Should have just gone with that, yeah. Just watch, I'll watch Green Street Hooligans and I'll get it together. beautiful day out there today. Happy to do a little bit. We just did a test. Emily and I. It was good. It went well. I am, of course, the weak link. She's a real actress, and I am not. But that's okay, because I'm getting better all the time. Like I said, kind of hard to do the skater. I've got an idea, but it was kind of hard to do the skater dude with an English accent. I'll work on it. We'll develop it over time. It's cool. It was just a test, and we'll see how it goes, and hopefully we can do the full thing. It sounds like we're gonna do a different book in December, and then this book maybe in January. We'll see, but he's working out a deal with like the National Education Board or whatever. Like, I don't know. Could be doing English voices in all the French schools in all the nation in no time. Random. Anyways, been overall a great day. This thing is so soft, I just wanna snuggle with it. So as far as advice goes on acting and getting acting work in Paris, I'm definitely not the person to come to. But what it comes down to for me has really just been making friends. And I think that this is one of the thoughts that I've had, especially over the last couple of years. I've shared this before, this is not a new thought, but that idea that you need to believe in yourself first. If you want to do anything outside, I mean, really anything in life, I guess, but anything outside the norm, if you want to make a life for yourself, whether that's, you know, just entrepreneurially or creatively or whatever that looks like, what's really, really important is to remember to believe in yourself first and just keep doing what you're doing. The reason that I've wound up being able to do these voice acting gigs isn't because I went looking for them, it was because I was actively pursuing the things that I wanted to do and trying to excel at those and trying to be disciplined and just keep showing up. And those kinds of things stand out to people and they see it and they want to be a part of it one way or another down the line, but not at first. And there was a long time there where everybody wondered, like, what the heck are you doing vlogging every day? Like, yeah, some people got it, some people didn't, but nobody really believed in it as much as I did, that's for sure, from the start. And that's not to say I didn't have support. Like, my family has been really supportive. Jeff and Nolan, among other friends from the beginning, have been very supportive. There's a number of people that I could thank and should thank and do thank for believing in me. But the reality is that when the rubber meets the road, you have to believe in yourself, because even if you have a support team around you, which is so necessary and so valuable, but even with their support, if you don't believe in yourself and you don't believe in what it is you're pursuing, you're not going to go anywhere. And I think that that's the key element to this. And it's hard to express, I guess, when people just ask, like, how did you find your voice acting work? Because you know that they're trying to do something similar. In my brief experience, those things come along as you're pursuing the thing that you want the most. And if you can just keep after that and keep pursuing it, keep putting in the hours, keep really working towards it and believing in yourself, it's going to make all the difference. And I think we talked about this earlier this week, but it is a marathon, not a sprint. Any of this stuff in life, any of the good things we want in life, the things we want to build, take time and energy, and a lot of that time and a lot of that energy, nobody necessarily even buys into it. I was just thinking about, like, the cathedral, Notre Dame. The guy who designed that thing never saw it completed. And how many people looked at his designs and thought, this is ridiculous, this is never gonna work. How on earth are we gonna make this? You know, and how many people finally got on board once they saw the thing taking shape? We can't rely on the people around us, whether we know them or not, to be the ones that support us in those beginning stages. We have to find some way of believing in ourselves. And thankfully, if you're fortunate like I am, you have people around you who do believe in you and who do support you and who do jump onto Patreon when you don't have much to offer and who do buy and read your books when they're early and not that great and who do watch your vlogs when you're in Spokane and there's nothing interesting happening. I thankfully have people like that in my life and they make a huge difference as well, and I am deeply indebted to them for helping me just stay sane in the midst of all kinds of life circumstances that could have driven me nuts. And I have a lot to be grateful for, but I don't know, I just want to encourage anybody out there who's trying to make a life for themselves in whatever way that looks and feels different than the rest of the world around you, and if you don't feel like you're being encouraged and pushed forward by the people around you, that sucks, but it's also just the way I think it is. Unless you just happen to come from a wealthy family that can afford to pay for you to do whatever it is you want in life, it's a struggle and it sucks sometimes, but it's super, super worth it. And I really hope that you can just find that in yourself to believe in yourself and keep going no matter what. There are more and more people obviously that care about what I'm doing, which is glorious, but I'm still small. I'm still just a blip on the radar, and that's okay. Yeah, I just want to wrap that up and say, if you're in a spot where it's tough, just stick with it. I can't promise you're gonna find wild success on the other side, but I can say that as somebody who's struggled and lost hope for long periods of time and kept at it regardless of that loss of hope, because there was still just a nugget of hope in there somewhere, I'm sure, it can and hopefully will be worth it. So don't give up. Don't give up. You can manage. Anyhow, that's a random, I'm sure most of you didn't think that the vlog was going to take that track today on a whole, voice acting thing in a children's publisher, but that's where we ended up. And voice acting for children's books, not really what I ever thought would be on my resume, but you know what? It's fun, and I'll keep doing it as long as it is fun. So, in that spirit, speaking of fun, I need to get a little bit of work done and say hello to my landlady here before I go back out and meet some friends. One last thing, for those of you who've been asking, She hasn't seen the room yet because I have yet to put it together the rest of the way. I need to put art up on the walls and get my print framed and on the wall over here. Hopefully Monday is the day that she'll check it out, and then I hope she loves it. The other thing is, for those of you who are hoping to see my landlady, she really doesn't want to be on film, so you probably won't get a chance to, unless something happens and suddenly she wants to be on film. Then that could happen. But in the meantime, yeah. Speaking of people who support you, thankfully I have her in my life to support me. She's like one of my biggest patrons of all time. I mean, clearly, I got nothing to complain about. I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning for a Sunday in Paris, and hopefully, whatever Sunday brings. I don't know, what do we hope for on Sundays? Pizza? I hope there's pizza. I'll see you tomorrow.